is a junior currently studying social work with minors in psychology and sociology. She is an incredible student leader and is currently involved with new student orientation and family programs, the Rutgers media team, the Embrace Kids Foundation, and also serves as a campus representative for More Love Letters. So please join me in a warm round of applause as we welcome Taylor Miller.
Hello everyone. I'd like to start off by asking a question. So what is resilience? Resilience is the ability to overcome any struggle that you may be facing, any illness, depression, or adversity that you seem to face. So now this leads me to another question. How am I resilient? And I'm going to tell you just that. 6 days after I moved into college, I became part of what is a well-known statistic. 1/5. 1/5 of the college girls will be sexually assaulted by the time they graduate.
The morning after my incident, I had no idea what had happened, and I don't remember anything from the night before, but there were so many clues leading to my worst nightmare. I had scrapes and bruises on my knees, ankles, wrists, and elbows. I was missing certain articles of clothing, and I was sore in places I never was before, as I was a virgin. And I had no idea what to do. But I did go out to a pharmacy and buy emergency contraceptive known as Plan B, and I'm so thankful that I did that today. After that, I didn't bring it up or mention it for around 6 weeks until I became extremely depressed. I was so lethargic and unmotivated to do anything. I didn't want to go to class. I didn't want to go to work. I just didn't have the basic urge to live. And then I started forming self-harming and suicidal thoughts, and I knew I needed to get help. So I did what I thought was best, and I went to my family.
Now, before I continue, let me tell you a little bit about my family. My family is my everything in this world, as most of them are in the audience today. My parents aren't just my parents, but my best friends and my biggest support system. I have an older sister, Sarah, who I look up to more than she probably even believes, and then I have a twin sister, Katie. And if anyone knows me, they know how inseparable Katie and me are, and she knows me better than I know myself, so I naturally went to her first. And I told her everything I knew, which wasn't a lot, but it was enough. Enough so that I went home that night to tell my parents, and I was so scared. And I know I had no reason to be scared, but when something like this happens to you, you become overwhelmed with such an extreme amount of guilt that the easiest thing for you to do is blame yourself. It's an invisible burden that is constantly consuming every single one of your thoughts until you make it known. So that's what I did, and I told them. And it was hard. It was hard for them as parents to hear that their daughter was sexually assaulted less than a week after she moved into college. But by no means they're all the support I could have ever asked her. They helped me take the steps that I needed in my road to recovery. One of them stepping into Office of Violence Prevention Victim Assistance here at Rutgers, which I truly believe is one of the most amazing resources we have on campus. I was able to go as frequently as I needed to get the professional help and talk therapy that I just needed. And I know that any day I need to, I can walk in because their door is always open, and that's so reassuring. Now, I also had to get myself checked out physically, and unfortunately I tested positive for an STD. And that was so brutal, because that was that hard piece of evidence that turned my nightmare into reality. But with time and medication, I was able to be happy and healthy, just as I am today, and begin to see normalcies in my life where I never thought possible. And summertime rolled around, where I was hired as a new student orientation leader here at Rutgers. And I was able to share my story on a public platform for the first time with my staff, coworkers, the students, and the incoming parents of some of the students on a parent-family panel. And I remember the first time I shared my story, it was such an undescribable feeling to be able to put myself out there on such a vulnerable level for the sake of helping someone else. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to share what I've been through in hopes of helping someone. And I honestly couldn't have done it without my NSO family. And I'm so grateful for them as I take on my 3rd year with the program. Now, I show resilience in my day-to-day life by simply overcoming the struggles that go along with being assaulted. Things aren't as easy as they used to be. Nearly 2.5 years have passed, yet not a day goes by where it doesn't cross my mind at some point or another. But I'm here to be a voice for those who feel theirs have been taken away. And I encourage you to reach out and get the help you need. Because the moment you reach out is the moment you start living again. Don't listen to people when they say reaching out is for the weak. No, reaching out and knowing you can't do this alone is the epitome of strength. And throughout my journey, I came across a quote that I really feel embodies everything that I'm trying to tell you. And I loved it so much so that I actually got the last line tattooed on my arm. And it goes, "The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation sensitivity, and understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen, and I want everyone to truly believe that they are beautiful. Now, I understand this audience isn't the typical college-age women target of assault, but that doesn't mean everyone sitting in these seats doesn't have an opportunity to make a difference. We need to stop the hush-hush topic of sexual assault and start advocating for it, even if your organization doesn't specialize in it. Some student organizations under student affairs are students home away from homes and families that they may not have. And you need to let them know that it is okay to reach out and get the help that they need, and not only you, but so many people are willing to walk this journey with them. Having New Student Orientation Office is a place for me where I know I can walk in at any moment and not have to hide whatever I'm feeling. And that is such a comforting feeling, and I feel like every Rutgers student, or student in general, deserves to have a place like that on campus. Over the summer, one of my coworkers told me something, and his name is Marquise, and he's one of the most genuine souls I've ever met. And he looked at me as I was breaking down to him one day, and he goes, "Taylor, you are always so strong, but right now I want you to be weak and let me be all the strength you need." And that was the most pure set of words that I could have ever heard at that moment. And that is what we as student affairs need to do. We need to be the strength that holds this community together. Now, I understand that advocating on campus is becoming more and more present, and that every time a typical bystander may see, hear, or read the flyers, facts, and movies, that in that moment, they may feel a sense of disgust or disbelief. But I challenge you to push past that and understand someone living with assault is living in that constant feeling. 1 week dedicated to this issue is not enough. We need to keep it at a constant conversation. Just because we stop talking about it doesn't mean it stops happening. Now, sexual assault doesn't define who I am, who I ever will be. And I know I can look in the mirror and truly believe that I'm not a victim and I'm a survivor, and that's something I want everybody to be able to have at some point in their life. And I've learned that the more I share my story, the more people can put a face to a tragedy and become more willing to fight for that cause. So I ask you to let me be your face. And I ask you to look at the faces of the people you see every day and understand that you may know so many more people affected by sexual assault than imaginable. So now is when I challenge you to stand up and speak out and use the power of your voice to advocate for an issue that needs to disappear. Do not wait for it to happen to you or someone else that you know, because 1 in 5 is too many, especially when that one is you. Thank you.